Experts sitting with me and we talking about LED. Get educated, get educated. How does that light shine so bright? Get educated. Experts sitting with me and we talking about LED. Get educated, get educated.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Get Leducated. Yes. And we're going to do some leducating today.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be awesome. As far as leducating goes, this is going to be some serious leducating. It's going to
be awesome.
We are going to leducate people. Epic. Epic is a good word. I like that word.
Yes.
Umesh, am I saying that right?
Yes, Marcel.
Unbelievable.
Hi, Umesh. Thank you for joining us today.
This is cMax and MaxLite.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So let me emphasize a little bit more about cMax, right? So the real value proposition, is the fact that we have created this two-part system, which makes it super easy for a customer to onboard controls. Controls historically are very complex. When you think about adding controls to your lighting job, there is the aspect of labor, commissioning, all of those things, right? Plus the cost of controls, the hardware itself. And that oftentimes what we have found, at least in the past, right, that the controls cost ends up being almost equal to sometimes even more than the BOM cost for your luminaires, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you wonder, it's like, why is it so expensive? So when we thought about cMax and our approach to controls, we wanted to really look at all the stakeholders here, not just us as manufacturer, right? But who's the end user? How can we help the end user actually save on the total cost here, right? Then we looked at the electrical contractor, the ESCO. How are they going to service all these people? What can we do to make it easy for them? Mm-hmm. So this whole USB.
Pardon me, but when you're talking about cost and simplicity, it's not just like the product cost, but also the implementation cost.
Yes,
the cost of commissioning that
programming.
Job. Yeah, all of those things.
The whole thing.
Much simplified.
Exactly. So cMax is really it's a two-part offering. We have what we call as a controls-ready luminaire, right? Mm-hmm. And based on your application needs. So you're doing an outdoor application, you need area lights that need to be controlled. You choose a controls-ready outdoor area light. If you're doing a recessed, you're doing an office application and you're looking for a troffer or a panel or a door kit, you're buying a controls-ready luminaire. At that point in time, right, you're giving the option to that end user to onboard controls at any point in time. Mm-hmm. And in many geographies in our country, right, you get rebates, utility rebates on if you add a control, here you get $25, $50 based on different geographies and how the utilities are promoting, these funds. So when you offer a solution where you don't have to rejigger anything in your ceiling, you sold them a controls-ready luminaire, now they can add controls at any point in the future, right? Yep. So that's the power we are bringing with cMax. Many other control manufacturers, you have to make the determination ahead of time. I want an occupancy sensor in this ceiling. Oh, I'm going to do something else with a different type of sensor in that other part of the building, right? You have to make that combination ahead of time, mm-hmm. Think about that, assemble it, and bring it to your job site. With our solution, you don't have to worry about that. You have a controls-ready luminaire. You're not ready for controls today, no problem. You can go back 6 months down the road, and that's the value add for our agent network or for our ESCO partners to say, you know what? Hey, I sold you this job, 6 months ago. I hope everything is going well. How about controls, right? Can we add controls to that? Now this becomes a conversation again for that party to have with that end user again, right? We don't have to be involved as MaxLite, but you guys can be involved, or then ESCO can be involved, and that becomes the value play for them to have that conversation again, as opposed to saying, cold calling them again. Hey, what else can I offer you? Right now, you can have that conversation happen.
Well, it's a brilliant design, in my opinion, and
thank you.
It goes alongside everything else that's being done in the world right now. So today it's controls. Who knows what it could be 6 months from now, or who knows what 5 years from now, what types of things that you can plug into that USB connector to do something else. I don't
That's
know.
right. Our approach today was, can we start first, because this was our first foray into controls as a company, as MaxLite. We wanted to start off with some very, very simple basic controls, but our vision is there. The USB-C platform absolutely allows us, Marcel, to kind of look at those future states and say, hey, today we are just doing motion detection, but we can do people counting in the future if need be.
Yeah.
We can do, we can do CO2 monitoring. We can do so many other things. It's just your imagination at that point in time, how you want to play and how you want to approach that.
I have my next question here, which is why integrated versus separate sensors, but it's obvious. I mean, for so many reasons of this plugin universe that we've just talked about, but also from a cost standpoint.
The beauty about the USB-C and the integration with the Luminaire is that we've simplified this for the contractor, for the electrician, right? You're no longer having to buy power packs and put all these sensors separately. It's completely integrated with that. Plus the cost differential or in the price that the customer is paying. It's literally, we're keeping this price for a fully integrated controls receptacle equal to what you would get with a non-integrated controls receptacle. So there is no price difference that we're putting out in the market. So it's a free option for you, right? Where allows you to upgrade to controls. If you're not ready today, you can do that tomorrow. So
Right.
We're eliminating this need for having to do wiring, and all of those things are completely done now within the Luminaire. That's the reason we wanted to kind of make this not as a standalone, but make it completely integrated. Plus, we're a Luminaire manufacturer, and our goal is to obviously sell more Luminaires.
Yep.
And controls would be. It's like one of my colleagues says, you go to Burger King or McDonald's, and you buy your sandwich or whatnot, and they'll obviously ask you, do you want fries with it, right? Now we should be able to say, hey, do you want controls with it, right? Because
Yeah.
Do
this
you want fries with
is
that?
basically what that is, right? It's a, I'm not as humorous as you and Leslie are, but I feel like, in that context, it's quite true. You can ask that obvious question, hey, we can sell you controls, and this is very
Yep.
easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know that you can tell us anything about your roadmap for controls but I'd love to know a little bit more about sort of the direction that MaxLite's going.
So let's talk about the breadth of the portfolio first, because that's more important for your audience to understand.
Sure. Yep.
We're not a we're not a pure play controls company, obviously, right? We're not like Lutron that sells controls.
If you were, you wouldn't be making them cheaper.
Yeah. Right. They're very good at what they do. We certainly don't play that. We're not in that space. However, yes, our intent obviously is to really make this affordable for everybody, right? So this is really an ideal solution for small to medium-sized applications. All our future roadmap right now has controls embedded in them. So anything we're going to launch in the future, you should expect to see more cMax compatibility with those luminaires, right? So we're going to give you a lot more offerings. So there should be more reasons to say yes to cMax and to MaxLite than to say, oh, you don't have this, maybe I'll have to go find a different manufacturer for that, right? So we want to take that excuse away from our customers and give them a really broad offering. So that is our goal, Marcel. We are focusing on that at this point in time.
You're doing an incredible job, and we appreciate you taking an hour here to chat with us today, Umesh.
Well, thank you for having me. Really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Umesh. It was great meeting you.
Likewise.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Marcel.
And Leslie, I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Take care.
Bye, Umesh.
Bye.